In this video, we're diving deep into the 5 most hidden signs that reveal you're dealing with a narcissist, not the common red flags you've heard before, but the dark and brutal realities lurking beneath the surface. If you suspect someone in your life is slowly tearing down your sense of self, or if you just want to protect yourself from these master manipulators, watch closely. The illusion is powerful, but the truth is even more so. Let's pull back the curtain and expose the game, one harsh reality at a time. 1. The mask of perfection, public glory, private hell. Narcissists are often celebrated in public. They charm, joke, and help others, winning admiration and trust wherever they go. Yet this magnetic facade is carefully maintained to hide a very different reality behind closed doors. In private, the same individual becomes cold, dismissive, or terrifyingly volatile. Victims often describe the shock of witnessing this Jekyll and Hyde switch, feeling alone in the knowledge that the person admired by so many can be brutal, unpredictable, or even vindictive when no one is watching. This duality traps victims, who are left isolated and disbelieved since the outside world sees only the good side. 2. Gaslighting, the destruction of reality. Perhaps no tactic is more insidious than gaslighting. Narcissists manipulate your perception of reality until you doubt your own memory and judgment. They'll deny events, twist conversations, or claim you're too sensitive or misremembering, not just occasionally, but relentlessly. Over time, this subtle torture erodes self-trust, leaving you completely dependent on their version of reality. You begin to wonder if you've lost your mind, apologizing for accusations and betrayals you never caused, sacrificing your own truth just to avoid another round of their manipulative denial. 3. The illusion of empathy, a weaponized kindness. At first, narcissists mimic empathy with astonishing skill, using carefully chosen words and convincing displays of concern. But their empathy is a performance, a transactional tool to secure admiration or control. Genuine support evaporates when your needs threaten their control. In moments of real pain, they become distant, dismissive, or even annoyed at the inconvenience. If you're suffering, your pain may be used publicly to make them look like a hero, or twisted privately as further proof of your weakness. Over time, you learn to hide your needs, knowing that vulnerability will only be turned against you. 4. Devaluation and gaslighting, manufacturing self-doubt. Once you're emotionally invested, the narcissist withdraws affection and turns to criticism, mockery, or cold neglect. What was once celebrated, your traits, humor, your love, becomes ammunition for their scorn. The narcissist may criticize your appearance, intelligence, or achievements, often in subtle, deniable ways. Backhanded compliments, sarcastic praise, or cruel jokes. This calculated erosion of your self-esteem leaves you desperate for their approval and willing to tolerate further mistreatment in hopes of regaining the acceptance you've lost. 5. Isolation, cutting you off from reality. A cornerstone of narcissistic abuse is isolating you from friends, family, and any source of outside validation. They create rifts, starting subtle, commenting that someone is jealous or toxic, and over time escalate to outright ultimatums about whom you may see or trust. This social deprivation is deliberate, ensuring you have nowhere to turn for truth, help, or perspective. The world shrinks to just you and them, making their control seem absolute and escape impossible. 6. The smear campaign, destroying your reputation. If you seek help or attempt to leave, narcissists may launch a ruthless smear campaign. They'll lie to others, twist your words and actions, paint themselves as victims, and cast you as unstable or abusive. This campaign is designed to preemptively discredit any story you might tell about your true experience. Friends, family, colleagues, even your closest confidants may side with the narcissist, leaving you further isolated and hurt. 7. The roller coaster cycle, Addiction to chaos. Narcissistic abuse is cyclical: idealization, devaluation, and discard, sometimes followed by hoovering, where they return with apologies, gifts, or promises of change. The highs are euphoric, the lows excruciating. This traumatic bonding creates a powerful emotional addiction. Your nervous system becomes conditioned to crave their rare approval as relief from the constant anxiety of their disapproval. Leaving this cycle feels like withdrawal, which is why many victims return even after horrific abuse. 8. Loss of identity and self. Years or months in this dynamic erode your sense of self. You begin to doubt your tastes, beliefs, preferences, and memories. Your worldview shrinks, and your confidence vanishes. Survivors describe feeling hollow, numb, or robotic, unable to recognize themselves after constant invalidation, and shape-shifting to appease their abuser. The soul-crushing effect often lingers well after the relationship ends, sometimes requiring years of focused self-repair. 9. Severe mental and physical impacts. The stress of ongoing manipulation, isolation, and uncertainty takes a profound toll on both mind and body. Anxiety, depression, panic attacks, and even symptoms of PTSD are common among survivors. Chronic stress can manifest as insomnia, headaches, digestive issues, and immune dysfunction. Many turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms such as substance abuse or self-destructive behaviors, driven by the internalized belief that they are to blame for their suffering. 10. The darkest secret: you cannot save a narcissist. Perhaps the most brutal truth is that true narcissists do not change, not with love, reasoning, or sacrifice. Their empathy is superficial, their remorse feigned. The cycle is repeated with every new relationship. Victims often cling to hope that, with enough love or patience, the person they once saw will return. But the reality is harsh. The good times were part of the manipulation, never genuine or sustainable. Healing comes only with radically reclaiming your truth, building boundaries, and finding support outside the narcissist's control. Only then can you begin the long journey back to yourself and leave their shadow behind forever. This is the devastating, unseen reality of living with a narcissist, a hidden war on the soul, with scars both invisible and lasting. If you recognize yourself in these patterns, know that escape and healing are possible, but the first step is acknowledging the painful, unvarnished truth. If any of these hidden signs resonate with you, know that you're not alone, and you're not imagining things. Narcissists are experts at creating chaos and making their victims doubt their own reality. Remember, you deserve to feel safe, respected, and understood.